One of the number one reasons why women struggle with dating and relationships today is that they choose men who are not ready for anything real. Ladies, there are lots of great relationship-ready men out here. However, you need to learn how to choose them. I wrote this book to teach you how to do just that. Get your copy of Choose Well, a simple formula to determine the best man for you on Amazon today.
Good morning. Good morning. I am running into the office this morning, and something tells me that I forgot to schedule an appointment at 9 o'clock. And if that is the case, I'm hearing rustling in the back. Hold on. And I think it's my dry cleaning. Yep. All right. Sorry, y'all. So if that is the case, I'm going to have to reschedule that person, because I want to say I reached out and I was like, hey, do we have an appointment coming up, and when is it? Because I don't see it on my calendar. I do remember the last time saying, yeah, let's schedule for such and so date. And for some reason I didn't schedule it. So I'm sure they're not going to be happy about that, but, I'll see if I can reschedule them for Tuesday. But anyway, so good morning. It is a beautiful Saturday morning here where I am, and it is finally cooled off. I want to say right now it's like 73 degrees, which is pretty awesome. And from what I understand, my son and I will be traveling to London this week. That's around the temperature there, 71, 72, 73 degrees. So I'm like, okay, yeah. Let me kind of get used to the temperature drop. And I had to, make sure I pack things to prepare for the temperature drop, because 2 weeks ago it was 100 degrees. So, but we need to have a conversation this morning. And I'm just going to preface this conversation by saying everybody's not going to get it. Right? I'm already prepared for that. Everyone is not going to fully get it. Everyone is not going to understand. There's even going to be a certain amount of people that just push back, tell me I'm crazy. I don't know what I'm talking about. That don't have nothing to do with it. So the truth is, this is not for you. Okay? If you honestly feel that way, if you're not prepared to be open, and that's something I'm seeing in the culture in general, people no longer critically think. People no longer know how to think for themselves. They let someone else spoon feed them what they should want, what they shouldn't want, what they should do, what they shouldn't do, where they should go, and feel it, what they should buy. That is what we're living in 2024. People don't know how to sit their tail down and just, what do I want? What don't I want? What do I need? What are the things that make me happy? We don't know how to do that anymore. We let other people tell us that. So I'm simply offering up. I'm not asking you to take what I'm telling you as gospel. I'm offering it up, and I want you to critically think. Like, honestly, that's every piece of advice that I give. I offer it up. I ask you to try it, or I ask you to at least critically think about it. I don't want you to take what I say as gospel. Okay? Critically think about it. Does this make sense? Has this happened to me? Is this how it is gone? That's it. But it's like we don't do that anymore. We want other people to tell us about us. That don't make no sense. That doesn't make any sense. So at some point, you have to be 100% responsible for your life, okay? And you have to critically think for yourself. You cannot rely on content creators and influencers and all these other people, your friends, your family, your peers. You cannot rely on them. At some point, you're going to have to figure out life for yourself, and you're going to have to do what works for you, okay? I give people things as guidelines, right? And if, like, for instance, I encourage women to abstain. You need to abstain for as long as you possibly can. Some of y'all need to abstain until you're married. Now, if you push back, if you say, no, that's stupid, that's dumb, I'm going to go out here, I'm going to sleep around, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Okay, just tell me what the results are that you're getting. Tell me what the results are from you doing that. What's happened in the last 3, dating situations where you had sex outside of commitment, outside of exclusivity? What happened? If it didn't work out, then you might want to critically think about doing something different. That's it. But it's like y'all are brain dead or something. I don't understand it. All you have to do is think about, okay, what happened the last time that I did this? What happened when I did this? How did this go? That's it. Look at your own results. You don't even need to look at other people's results. Look at your own. Look at your own life. That's it. Look at your own life. Look at the results you're getting or not. And that's how you're going to determine how you're going to move. That's it. That's all I ask for you to do. So we're going to have this conversation. It's going to come off kind of woo-woo. It's a spiritual conversation. A lot of people won't get it, and that's okay. But somebody downloaded in my spirit this morning that this is what I needed to speak about. And it is all about energy. It is about alignment of energy. It is about what is the predominant energy that you find yourself in over and over and over. Because here's what I know for sure. Your energy is your results are going to be determined by your energy. So whatever results you're getting, that's the energy that you're in. And there are people that are going to push back on that. Well, I just keep attracting this type of man, and it can't be me. Y'all not going to want to hear this, but it has something to do with your energy. Either you don't feel worthy of having a better man, a higher man, a more high quality man. Either you are not open to truly receiving love. That's a lot of people right now. A lot of people are not open to love. Why do you think that's my tagline? Every video ends with stay open to love, because a lot of y'all are not. You're open to getting your bills paid. You're open in your legs. You're open to being taken out and enjoying a 3-ring circus. You're open to a lot of things, but you're not open to love. And so guess what? You're not going to find it. You're not going to find it. You're going to find a whole lot of foolishness. You're going to find people out here who want to use and abuse you. You're going to find a lot of fake people. You're going to find a lot of people wearing a mask. That's what you're going to find. But if you are not vibrating at the level of love, of genuine, true love, okay, then you're going to find everything else. And here's something for you to know. So last year, I was vibrating on the level of like, I'm just good, right? I wasn't vibrating on the level of love. I was vibrating on self-love. That's where I was. I was vibrating on the level of self-love. It was all about pouring into myself and focusing on myself and, just doing things that were good for me, good for my business, good for my family and all of that, good for my home. I was focused on that, and I was vibrating on that level. I was not attracting a whole lot of men. I was not attracting a whole lot of suitors. I was not attracting a whole lot of men, pursuing me, because technically I was not vibrating on that level. So here and there, I would get a message. I would get a DM, here or there. I would go out. But the truth is, I really wasn't vibrating on a level of, yeah, I'm open to love. I'm open to finding my person. I'm open to being married. No, I was not, if I'm being honest. I really was not. And even the beginning of this year, like it spilled over into the beginning of this year. And it's like, okay, now I am starting to vibrate on a level of, self-worth and self-love. And I'm vibrating on, okay, I'm open. I am open. My store is open. My cab light is on. The store sign says open. And so now I am finding much more suitors, much more men coming in, much more men reaching out, much more, much more, much more, because that is the energy that I'm on. Okay. Now, here's what's a little bit different this year. So I have gone up a level. I have gone up a level on my standard. I've gone up a level on my boundaries and my requirements. And I refuse to entertain anything that is just, it's not a fit. That's kind of where I'm at. I just am like, oh, and I'm very, polite. I'm very sweet. Thank you so much for your interest. I really appreciate it. Thank you. That's kind of the level I'm on, but I am saying no the first time. Like, I don't even need to have that call. I don't even need to have that date. I don't. If I don't feel a curiosity in my spirit, if I don't feel an alignment in my spirit, I just say pass. That's it. Whereas before, I would let a lot in. I would let a lot of stuff in, knowing good and well that wasn't a good fit for me. So ladies, you got to get very clear. So I got clear again about what is the vision. I had proclaimed it. I proclaimed it publicly. The ultimate goal is for me to be a wife again one day. That's it. Anything else that is not that is called a no. Easy, right? So if I have a goal, just like I have a goal in my business, just like I have a goal in my personal life, that's my goal. I'm not going to shoot for something different or something else. That's my goal. Okay? So we have to be willing to proclaim it, sometimes publicly, and then that is our North Star. That's where we're headed. Okay? That's where I'm headed. And anything that isn't that, well, my ex is back. No. Oh, you mean the one who didn't want to get married? Like, why would you entertain him? So, no. But that's the type of energetic alignment you need to be on. Like, you need to be so sure and so like, yeah, this is it. This is all I'm willing to accept. Okay? And you've also got to be willing to accept that, okay, there are going to be a lot of people that won't fit that. Like, don't feel a way about that. Well, this really cute guy, this guy that I like, I have to turn him down. Okay. He is not a fit. He is not a fit. But a lot of you're stuck in a worthiness loop. Like, you don't feel truly worthy, or you're not open to truly receiving from a good man. You're not truly open to genuine love. A lot of you don't even know what it is. You've never even experienced it before. So it's downright scary. Real love is downright scary because you've never experienced true love. You've never, you're just, I don't know what to think. So just know that if that's the energetic, level that you're vibrating on, then you're going to get a bunch of confusion. So you're either going to get a whole lot of nonsense, you're going to get a whole lot of men that just don't fit, or are just downright bad men, right? Or you're not going to get any men. That's what I see a lot. Women who are, vibrating and at an energetic level where they're attracting men, but those men are all wrong, horrible fit, or they're not attracting men at all. And that's the state they've been in for a while. A lot of us are dating from a space of fear. I've talked about this already. I think that's most of us. Most of us are not following our heart. Most of us are not dating and leading with love. We're leading with fear. So I'm going to go out on this date, but you better not hurt me. I'm going to go out on this date. You better not be a cheater. I'm going to go out on this date, but I really don't like women like that. I'm going to go out on this date, but I really, I'm afraid of men. And that's exactly what you're going to get. You're going to get all the things you don't want because you're leading with fear. You're leading with all of your fears. So the men are leading with their red pill fear. She's not yours. It's just your turn. All these women are 304s. All these women are trash. They just want to use you. So now you got to use them first. Like, This is the energy that, and then they're actually surprised that they keep meeting women like that. That's the energy that you're leading with. So a lot of you need to check yourself. Like, I don't talk about bad men. And look at this. This is so fascinating. This is how I know this is true. I was taught this years ago by a spiritual teacher, and this is how I know that it's true. Because again, I didn't just accept what they was telling me. I said, okay, let me look at my own life. Let me look at some of the patterns that I have. Let me look at some of the positive patterns and the negative patterns. That's what they told me. Look at the positive patterns. Look at the negative patterns. So I'm writing down every man I've, been in a serious relationship with, every man I've loved and has loved me. And I'm just looking at the patterns, y'all. This is the truth. So you know how some women, they have dated 2, 3, 4 abusers in a row? Like 2, 3, 4 men that they've dated or been in a relationship with has hit them, slapped them, spit on them, got aggressive, grabbed them, put them up against the wall. And it's like 2, 3, 4, 5 men. Really think about that. That woman is vibrating. Her energy is vibrating on a level of, this is what's out here. This is what I attract. I can't have a man that isn't violent. I can't have a man that isn't aggressive. There has been one incident, and I call it an incident. Like not I got beat up regularly. I'm talking about one time we got in a fight and I got slapped once. And I want to say I was 22. Okay. I do not date violent, aggressive men. I do not date men that put their hands on me. I do not date men that physically abuse me. Because I don't vibrate on that level. I don't. I've not been ever sexually abused. I don't vibrate on that level. I'm not energetically a match for that. That's on the positive side. Then she says, okay, tell me about a pattern on the negative side. So for a long time, that pattern was emotionally unavailable, avoidant. There was some cheaters sprinkled in there. Not many, but there was some cheaters sprinkled in there. My ex-husband, that's the biggest one. And there were maybe 2 others. So my first boyfriend, then I'm trying to think of the guy before my ex-husband. It was one other that cheated. And then there was my ex-husband. So there's some cheating sprinkled in there. But for the most part, it's the emotionally unavailable avoidant man. That's like 80% of them, right? Can't commit, can't choose me. And I was like, wow, I am vibrating at this level. I am attracting these men over and over and over again. Number one, what I discovered was I was emotionally unavailable. I was to some degree avoidant. So I was a fearful avoidant attachment style for a long time. And so that means I will go back and forth. I will be, wanting to be super close, super connected, excited to be in a relationship. And oh my gosh, this is so great. I'd go from that side of the fence. And then once the person started coming close, I'd go over to the other side of the fence. Oh no, don't get too close. Don't touch me. Don't do this. Don't do that. So I was constantly like back and forth, hot and cold. That's my pattern. And guess what? I attracted a lot of men like that. I attracted a whole lot of men that were super excited in the beginning. And then somewhere, toward the middle, they started to cool down. They started to pull away. That was my pattern. And that's what I was attracting over and over and over. And that's where I was energetically vibrating over and over and over. Over and over and over, jumping into these situations that, start off hot and heavy and eventually cool down. And I had to learn that, that doesn't make for good long-term relationships. That is for flings. That is for summer flings or fling over Christmas break. That's what that's for. Or fling on vacation. That's what that is for. But because, we start off like this over the summer, and we think it's going to last, right? So when the fling period is over and things start getting hard, we try to hang on. We try to hold on to the situation, or we try to hold on to the relationship. But see, we don't have any long-term foundation. A lot of people try to make a long-term relationship out of a short-term situationship or fling or friends with benefits or whatever. And most of us are not able to do that. Yes, there are some exceptions. There's a couple people who will say, well, my friend started off with a friends with benefits, or they started off in a situationship and they're married now. They are the exception to the rule. Most of us do not experience that. Okay? But look at your patterns. That's all you have to do. You have to be willing to get real with yourself, sit down with a piece of paper, with a pen or pencil, and write out your patterns. What's similar about all the men that you've dated? What's similar about how you met them? What's similar about how long the relationship lasted or what happened in the relationship? And then you will clearly see, so this is my pattern. So what's going on inside of me? Now you got to take it inside of you. Is there any part of me that's afraid? See, this is what y'all don't realize. When you're afraid of meeting violent men, you meet violent men. When you're afraid of meeting cheaters, you meet cheaters. When you're afraid of meeting emotionally unavailable men, you meet emotionally unavailable men. But when you go out there and you are vibrating at a level of, this is the type of man I want. So you're focused more on the type of man you want than the type of man you don't want. When you're vibrating on the level of anything less than this is unacceptable, anything less than this is an easy no, then you've got to work on your worthiness. Then you've got to work on, there's something wrong with me, right? A lot of us have that running in the background. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? Why am I attracting these people? It's me. It's something wrong with me. I'm not lovable. I'm not good enough. I'm too much. I'm this, I'm that. We have to work on that, because that is attracting all the wrong types of men. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. I had a friend of mine whose ex just came back and, I just didn't feel worthy. I didn't feel good enough for you. I felt like you were too good for me. I felt like, that you wouldn't want someone like me. That's a real thing. That's a real thing that a lot of us are experiencing. A lot of us are going through that. Okay. And so when you're vibrating in that energy, you are going to attract, ambiguous people. You're going to self-sabotage. Like, you're going to attract all this nonsense because deep inside of you, you don't feel worthy. You're not open to truly receiving a good man. So a average man or below average man comes along and, this is a man. I'll take him. So there's work that needs to be done inside of you. And it's an energy game. This is what you got to understand about love and about relationships. It's not like your work. It's not like school. You don't put your hand to the plow and work real hard and do this and that and put in all these hours and XYZ and all of this. No, you got to focus on the energy that you're leading with. Yes, that is a part of it. And I still wouldn't say it's hard. I would say you need to leave your house. You need to leave your house. You need to position yourself so men can find you. But once you're doing that, it's really an energy game. Because just like I tell you all, I meet men everywhere. The most asked question of me on my platform is, where do you meet good men? Where do you meet decent men? You go inside of yourself. You work on your energetic frame. You make sure you are vibrating and your energy is aligned to attracting good men. Make sure you feel worthy. Make sure your self-esteem and your self-worth is high. Do not accept anything less. And you, like I told y'all the story. I met a good man standing in my front yard. I am the exception. That's not going to happen to everyone, but it does prove that when you do the energetic work, it don't matter. I've met good men. Okay, the man I went on a date with, 2 weeks ago, I met in Dollar Tree. Okay? So, seriously, y'all, let's think about where I've met all the men that I've dated that love the heck out of me. One of them I met at work. And when I say work, my job was to go into the hospitals and check on people who were in the psych ward, make sure they were getting their medications, make sure they had services once they were discharged. I met a man who worked in the hospital. Okay? I met a man at a friend's dating event. Okay. I've met a man, well, the most recent one was at Dollar Tree. I met a man standing in my front yard, covered in dirt after working in my yard. Okay. I met a man through a meetup group. Okay. I've met a man in a hiking group, just meeting up to hike every weekend. Okay. Let me go way back. Okay. I met my husband. We technically, if I'm being honest, we technically met on MySpace. So they had like a chat thing. We technically met through MySpace on a chat thing and found out, this is a true story, y'all, found out we lived like a quarter of a mile away from each other on the same street. So technically we were in, like, I could have walked to where his apartment complex was from my house. That's how close we were in proximity, but we met on a MySpace like chat. And I was like, you're here in Atlanta? He's like, yeah, I'm here in Atlanta. I was like, what area of town? Blah, blah, blah. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, I think you live like on the same street as me, but just up. And he was like, really? I was like, yeah. Okay. So that was the initial introduction. Then it was just physically seeing each other. And then it was going out. Okay. The rest is history. But I met a man through a friend group. I met a man going out to a bar that I regularly went to. We regularly went to that bar, me and my friends, and we would play pool and we would hang out and whatever. I met a man in college, in school. I met a man through another job I had. I worked at TGI Fridays when I was in college waiting tables. I met a man there. I met a man in the apartment parking lot, and he was helping his sister move into the apartment, and I met a man there. like you can meet a man anywhere. And let me tell you where I have never met a man and had a long-term healthy relationship with is on a dating app online. I have never, ever met a man online, on a website or on a dating app and had a healthy long-term relationship. Never. Never. So when I tell y'all about dating apps and how you need to leave them alone and this and that and the third, yes, I am basing it on my personal worldview, that's not something that's ever happened to me, but I'm also giving you that information based on data. I'm giving you that information based on research that's already out there. I'm giving you that information based on hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of clients that I've worked with that also have not met anybody on dating apps. So all of us can't be wrong. The research can't be wrong. All the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people can't be wrong. In my 56 years of life, it ain't never happened for me. That's letting me know that the majority rules, right? There will be exceptions. There will be what I consider to be 5%. 5% of people will meet a good person on a dating app or a dating website, and they will have a healthy relationship. But 95% of us won't. So I don't like those odds. That's why I don't go there. I don't like those odds. Okay? But it's an energy game. This is the other thing I asked myself. What was my energy when I met those men? What was my energy? Most of the time, if I'm being honest, my energy was very content. I was happy. I was very content. And I'm not going to use the word resigned, but I was just very content. I was very happy and content. My life was going pretty good. I wasn't really stressed. I wasn't under financial stress or family stress. But for the most part, my life was in order. Things were going good. And, I was very content. And I was open. That was the other thing. A lot of you all are not open. You're very, very closed. A lot of you all are closed-minded. A lot of you have a closed heart. And you wonder why you struggle meeting people. But you're very closed. You've made up your mind that, dating sucks. It's horrible out here. Yes, this is one of the worst times in history to be single. But you have the ability. I want you to listen to this. Based on where you are energetically, you have the ability to be in that 5% if you want to be. Because think about it. I just said 5%. You could be in that 5%. I could be in that 5%. Now, not on dating apps. I told you I ain't doing that. But I could be in that 5% of people who find love. And I think the percentage of people who are going to find a good person and settle down and get married, I think is greater than 5%. But this gonna hurt your little heart. I think it's maybe 30 or 40%. I think most of us is not going to happen for. But 30, 40%, you could be in that. But here's the thing. It's an energy game. You got to get your mind right. You got to get your spirit right. You have to raise yourself vibrationally. You have to be willing to do the inner work. That's what people are not doing. Nobody's talking about the inner work, the mindset of women who are absolutely irresistible to men. Think about that. There are some women out here that always got a man. They always in something. And it is an energy. It is a belief. It is a feeling they have deep down inside of them that, you know, men want me. Maybe start with that affirmation. Men want me. Men want me. Men can't get enough of me. Good men want me. Good men can't get enough of me. Everywhere I go, I am always meeting great men. I am a man magnet. See, things like that. Get your mind right. Get your mind right. But if you're, I don't never meet no men. There's nothing but bad men out here. All these men are crazy. Okay. That's what you're going to get, or you're going to get nothing. You're going to get a bunch of what you say you don't want, or you're not going to get nothing. And there you have it. Okay. But once I make up my mind to do something, I'm going to do it. Okay. I'm going to do it. It's going to happen. And it's just a faith walk. You have to walk by faith and not by sight. A lot of y'all say, well, when I see it, I'll believe it. When the truth is, when you believe it is when you'll see it. So it is within you. You have to energetically align to it. Women keep saying men are trash, all the good men are taken. Yeah, and then that's what they experience. Trash men or no men. So all of these are just limiting beliefs. Yep. Yeah. So you have to check yourself. I had to check myself. Like I said, last year, beginning of this year, I was resigned, and I used that actual word on my lives. I am resigned. I didn't say give up, but I said, you know, I'm good. That if I have to spend the rest of my life alone, I'm willing to do that. And I had to check myself. Yes, that was very much the energy I was in, because there's other things that I'm dealing with and I'm going through. And so I'm focused on that. Now I'm finally checking myself like, okay, Anita, okay, we got to get this energy right. We got to get this energy back up. You know, we got to work on that. It's an inner energy game. It's an inner game, and you got to get that right. You got to get that back up. Because here's what I know. There is something out there for everyone in front of them, but you have to believe that. A lot of people get hung up on the past and hung up on an ex and hung up on what happened or what didn't happen or what didn't work out because you don't have faith. You don't have belief that what's out there ahead of you is available to you. And you know what a lot of people say is what's coming is better than what left. And I'm going to say this. Sure, that could be true. It could be better than what's left. It could be different. Right? I'm a big believer in not everything is better, but it's different. It's different. And some of y'all need different. And I'll be honest, some of y'all need different. If you are in the habit of attracting violent, aggressive men, if you are in the habit of, look, and it's another thing I saw in my positive pattern. I ain't never dated no broke man. Ain't never dated no broke man in 56 years of life. And yet, I don't ask a man what he do. I don't ask a man how much money he make. I don't ask a man what car he drive. I never, ever talk about that stuff. I meet up with him. I experience him. I observe him. But guess what, y'all? My energy, that's what I know for sure. What I know for sure about Anita, Anita leads with an energy of, I don't date broke men. I don't date broke men. I don't date men that don't have their life together. I don't date men that ain't about nothing. Like, that's an energy I lead with. And that's why I attract that. I've never dated a broke man. Even when I was in high school, my boyfriend worked 2 jobs. Even when I was in college, many of the guys in college, they worked jobs and they found ways to make money, or they came from a family with money. like, and I never led with money. No, that's never been my thing. But that's what I keep telling a lot of women. You're leading with, well, how much money does he have? And money. And guess what? You may attract men with money, but you'll attract men with poor character. You'll attract men that they may buy things and take you places and they're addicted. They got other problems because you're leading with money. That's your main thing that you care about. And sure, you may attract men with money, but they're going to be some horrible men. They're going to be some horrible men. So, just check yourself. Check yourself. Check your energy. Check your words. Check your thoughts. Check in and say, what are my predominant thoughts? What are the things I'm predominantly thinking about? That stuff is like a magnet. It's going out and it's going to bring back exactly what you're saying. So it's either going to bring back something horrible and bad, or it's going to bring back nothing, because you're saying there are no men out here. These men are crazy and Yeah. Okay. Then you don't want no man. Men are dangerous. Men are this, men are that. I'd rather be in the forest with the bear than a man. Okay. Then you won't get no man. That's insane to me. You're out here commenting under these videos about the bear and wondering why there's no man in sight, because you just said it. You just said it. I'd rather have the bear. So what's the equivalent? Oh, no man. Stop that. Stop doing that. Okay? Living Grace 7 says, as within, so without. Precisely. But again, some people are not going to get this. This is going to go clear over your head. Clear over your head. And then you got those people that, when I talk about this, sometimes I'll talk about this in counseling sessions or coaching sessions. Well, you're blaming the victim and this and that. And why are you saying I attract this? And that? Okay, you're not going to get this. You're not going to understand this. And I can't share this with everybody, because there's a level of personal responsibility and radical accountability that you have to take in order to get this. In order to use this, you have to say, if it's going to be, it's up to me. And if you're not willing to do that, it's not for you. It's not for you. If you really think that it's all this stuff going on and this and that, here's the truth, y'all. We are living in a really crazy time right now. And I already told y'all, the next 6 months, we're going to see madness unfold. We're going to see chaos unfold. And guess what? I've already made up my mind. That either way, I'm going to control what I can control. I'm not going to get out here and be involved in this political arena. I can't control any of that. And look, my little one vote is not going to determine who the president is going to be. Okay? My little one vote, it's not going to do it. So I'm going to focus on what I can control. I'm going to make sure my mind is right. I'm going to make sure my energy is good. That's what I'm going to focus on. So everything that's within this skin, which is my thoughts, my words, my energy, that's what I can control. Living Grace 7 says, I've learned the greatest human fear is accountability. You're right. Because I'm going to be honest with you, it's downright scary to finally take 100% responsibility for your life. It's downright scary to not blame another person ever again for what's happening to you. That's just downright scary. So you can't blame mama. You can't blame daddy. You can't blame childhood. You can't blame your ex. You can't blame this person and that person, your boss and your this and your that. No, you've got to go within. What is happening inside of me? What are my predominant thoughts? What are the things that I've been saying? Like, that's scary as heck. Okay? But it is the most powerful part of you. If you've read this book called The Alchemist, and it's all about like how to manifest. It's all about how to truly, truly uncover the most powerful part of yourself. like how to step into that. It is scary as heck. I remember when I first started manifesting and started taking these classes and having these mentors, it's scary as heck. And then I was getting these scary results where I was like, oh, did I do that? Did I do that? Oh, like, I mean, it was fun, but it was scary. And I was like, okay, let me see what else I can apply this to. Let me see what else I can use this for. Can I use it for money? Can I use it for a home? Can I use it for a car? Can I use it at work? Can I use it for clients? Can I use, like, I'm just like, oh, right? Can I use it for love? Man, you can use it for everything. I can't tell you how many things I brought into my life with the power of my thoughts, with the power of my energy, just aligning my vibrational energy to the thing I wanted. Okay? But a lot of you all are using this. I would say most people are using the power of manifestation. You're just using it for evil. Like, you're just bringing all the bad stuff into your life. You're not bringing the good stuff. You're using it to attract all the bad stuff in your life. So you're thinking the same thought over and over. And then you're using your words over and over and over. And then you're talking to other people over and over and over. And then you doing these certain things. It's like, again, you're getting aligned to the vibrational match of what you don't want. You're sitting in the house instead of, getting out and positioning yourself and accepting these invitations and going to these places. Well, this ain't no come in. I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna sit at home. Okay. And you're gonna get exactly what you got. Nothing. See? Okay. Absolutely. But it's also been freedom for me. Good. Yes. Literally everything. Yeah. You can use it to manifest everything. Arissa okay, says, I used to think attracting love is based on luck, but now I know we can do it through manifesting. Yeah, but you got to be willing to go in. And it's frustrating, right? Sometimes it's so frustrating. You want a formula, you want a place to go, and you want to, if I look a certain way, if I'm a certain height, if I'm a certain weight, if I'm a certain race, if I'm a certain age, like, you want a formula. That is how human beings are wired. We want a formula. Give me the formula. I'll follow it to the letter. And at the end, it's my results, right? Whereas the energy, the vibrational game, it is not that. There's way more faith involved, right? So regardless of my age, regardless of my race, regardless of my height, regardless of my weight, regardless of how much money I have or don't have, regardless of where I live, regardless of any of that, my marital status, any of that. Yes. She says, you have to become love because the very thing you desire. That's right. But right now, love is in short supply. People don't even love themselves. They surely don't love other people. Empathy is in short supply. Compassion is in short supply. Love is in short supply. You got Israelis and Hamas, Palestinians, full of hate. And the people who take sides, full of hate. You got the Republicans and the Democrats, full of hate. The conservatives and the liberals, full of hate. People based on race, full of hate. Hate is everywhere. Hate is, my goodness. I would buy stock in hate right now. I'd be a rich woman if I could buy stock in hate and intolerance. I would be a wealthy woman. Hate is running rampant right now. The division is real. Hate amongst men and women. Right? It's insane. But I cannot be a part of that. And I'm really encouraging you to not be a part of that. I'm going to take a break next Wednesday. I'm actually going to take a 7-day break. And I'm going to sit down. I have a couple things. Like I said, I'm in this manifestation class right now. I'm taking that for the next 28 days. But I'm going to take that 7 days. I will create content over that 7 days. I just won't be on social media. But I'm going to take that 7 days to really get clear about my messaging, to really get clear about how to be a part of the solution and not part of the problem. Okay? That's the commitment I'm making, that I want to make sure Number one, that I continue to be objective. So that basically means I'm coming for the men and I'm coming for the women. And most of y'all know that about me. I don't just sit on here and bash men. I don't just sit on here and bash women. I'm coming for all of y'all. I'm coming for all of y'all. I see it on both sides. I see the men doing stuff they shouldn't be doing. I see the women doing stuff they shouldn't be doing. I see the messed up mindset of men. I see the messed up mindset of women. So I'm going to remain objective. And remember, don't ever forget this. Don't ever forget this. You ready? This is what you want to know about Anita. What side am I on? I'm on the side of righteousness. Well, Republican, Democrat, righteousness. Men, women, righteousness. Israel, Palestine, righteousness. I'm on the side of righteousness. Okay? That's it. That's all you need to know about me. I'm on the side of doing what's right, what's moral, what's ethical. Okay? What's legal. That's the side I'm on. So that means I got to come for everybody. Because last I checked, all of y'all, all of y'all be messing up. All of y'all be doing some crazy stuff. I have to represent for what's right. I have to represent for God's kingdom. That's the side I'm on. Okay, so I just want to make that very clear. And again, this message was downloaded into my spirit early this morning. Baby, just represent me. Just represent me. Just represent the Lord. Represent Jesus. Represent God. Represent the Holy Spirit. You can't go wrong representing me. Now, this is what he told me. There's going to be some people that's going to come out against that. So don't be surprised. Jesus went to the cross. Okay? Like, don't be like, well, what's happening? I'm just trying to represent righteousness. No, there's people out here that hate righteousness. They hate it. There's wickedness in the world. There's evil in the world that hates righteousness. It wants evil to win. Okay? So he gave me that little warning. I was like, what? I don't know if I want to do this. He's like, so that's it. I'm going to take this little break coming up. I'm going to really meditate and reflect. Where do I want my platform to go? Make sure that I'm representing righteousness. I've been accused of fueling the gender war. I don't want that to happen. So I now have to reflect on that. Make sure that my content is not fueling the gender war. But I do call out both sides. If I see women doing something dumb, I say, see this right here? This is a problem. Right? This is a problem. If I see men talking crazy, you see this right here? This is the problem. I consider those videos to be just calling out nonsense. Well, you're fueling the gender war and blah, blah, blah. Okay, I will definitely meditate on that. I will definitely think on that. That's it. She said, yep, and you just keep on being a lighthouse. That's it. That's all I can be. That's all I can be. Okay? But it's an energy game. And like I said, when I start talking about that in coaching sessions and counseling sessions, it irritates people because it is going to require you to self-reflect. It's going to require you to get really consistent. That's the other thing. I messed up so bad, y'all. I messed up so bad. I would start good and then I would fall off. And then I would get back on and then I would fall off. And I got inconsistent results. Because I was so inconsistent, those are the results I got. So it was like, look, this has to be a lifestyle, Anita. So just like you walk, just like you work out, just like you do your pull-ups every night and you drink water and all the things, your mindset has to be and is a consistent thing. That's a lifestyle now. You can't afford to be on and off and on and off because that's the results you're going to get. You have to make up your mind. Remember, this manifestation thing, this is how it works. You make up your mind what you want. You hold it. You hold it within your consciousness. You visualize it. You get the feeling around it, right? And you just, I don't care if I never see it. I'm like, it's real. So look, every time I write in my manifestation journal, I write what's going to happen, what I want, this and that, what I desire, blah, blah, blah. The last sentence I write in my manifesting journal is, it is done. It is done. That's at the end of every page that I write. It is done. It is a knowing. It is a deep knowing that it is done. That's it. So hold it. You have to consistently hold the thought, hold the words, hold the feeling. And if you fall off a little, nope, go right back. Nope. I'm consistent. This is what it is. This is what it's going to be. It's already happened. Like, you just jump right back on. Don't get off over here and start going in this whole other direction. And now the thing was on its way to you and it done went over here. You hold it. You stay on track. Stay on track. Once you desire a thing, once you make up your mind and you desire a thing, it is done. It is done. And all you have to do is align to it vibrationally. All you have to do is get your energy in order. That's it. Right now, we are in a collective consciousness. What does that mean? That means that when something bad happens and you get enough people, tens upon hundreds of thousands of millions of people, all thinking the same thing, that now becomes reality. Okay? So think about it. When we had the police shootings, when we had the police killings, I want you to remember this, truly remember this, and then I got to go. Remember, it started off, was it Trayvon? No, it was somebody before Trayvon, and then it was Trayvon. And we all jumped on the bandwagon. How many killings, how many shootings did we have after that? Remember? It was like dominoes. It was like dominoes falling in a row. We did that. We did that. The collective consciousness started thinking about, started feeling about those police shootings, those police killings, and it created more of the same thing. We did that. That's how powerful the collective consciousness is. There's another thing, and now I'm gonna go, and y'all really gonna hate this. Keep thinking about Donald Trump. Keep thinking about Donald Trump. Keep hating Donald Trump. Keep hating, everything about him, everything he stands for. And guess who coming to sit in the White House again? That's the power of collective consciousness. You will attract the thing you do not want because you keep giving it energy. You keep talking about it. You keep thinking about it. You keep feeling about it over and over and over. Okay? Keep doing that and watch what happens. You were speaking to me today. Discipline is an act of self-love. Agreed. I learned that as I got to be an adult. Those who feel you are fueling the gender war are mad because you are speaking on the truth. Thank you, Pierre. Yes, co-creation. Yep. Crazy T said, nah, you mean they. I mean the collective consciousness. So whoever that is, and it is thousands upon millions of people, all thinking the same thing, all getting riled up. That's where we are with the Israelis and the Palestinians. You got thousands upon millions of people that are on one side or another, burning the American flag and all this other foolishness, and they are creating more conflict. They are creating the very thing they say they don't want. They're creating more killing, more conflict. Yeah, because of the collective consciousness. But I'm just here to let y'all know, you keep giving Donald Trump all this hate, all this negative energy, you're going to bring that to fruition. Because that's how it works. You're going to bring the exact thing that you don't want. So what you need to be focused on is, what else would you like to create? What else would you like to see happen? But that is how he made it in the first time. That's how he made it in the first time. There was a collective consciousness. Oh my God, this is crazy. Don't let this happen. Oh, Lord. And there you go. And it's going to happen again. If you don't get your mind right, if you don't get your thoughts right, it's going to happen again. But that is how our collective consciousness works. Think about those police killings. One after the other, just like dominoes. And so we've had a recent one, Sonia Massey. And I keep telling people, okay, please be mindful. Please be mindful. If you start giving this a bunch of energy, if you start going in the direction of hate again, it's just going to happen again and again and again and again. We have to do something different. And for some reason, I don't know why we're not capable of doing that. We just keep doing the same dumb thing over and over and getting the same results. Okay, getting the same results. You got all these conspiracy theorists and all this other stuff. Okay. But if you get the collective consciousness going, if you spread it on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and all Twitter, now you got millions of people tweeting, retweeting. What's going to happen? It's going to create more of the same. So just be mindful. Everything is an energy game. I've seen it. I've seen it for good. I've also seen it for bad. I've seen it in my own life. So that's why now I'm really careful. Like, nope, don't go down that road. don't let your thoughts go down there for too long. Like, come on back. Don't do that, because you know what's going to happen. She said, insanity. What should we do? We need to put our thoughts toward what we want, right? So if you want to see some sort of police reform, if you want to see some sort of task force, if you want to, what's the solution? You put your mind toward the solution. What do you want to happen? Not what you don't want. You keep thinking about what you don't want to happen. That's what's going to happen. That's it. All right, I got to go. I got an appointment at 10. Have a wonderful Saturday. I know this message is going to touch who it needs to touch, and that makes my heart happy. Everybody else, this may go right over your head. That's okay. But whoever gets it, gets it. And I'm happy about that. Have a great rest of the day. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. Please like this video and share it. And have a wonderful day. As always, stay